Being a woman overall generally is just a lot of pressure. People want you to be looking cute, they want you to look nice, makeup, nice body, everything must be organized.
Plus you must be smart, plus you must bear children, plus you must have a career, plus you
know
must
how to cook.
Plus there's just like a list of a lot of things that we don't think are recognized enough.
At all, when people say, what do you bring to the table?
Dating a man because you feel like now you have this picture in your head that he's gonna be like this, and the reality of who exactly he is are two different things. So it's either you're getting married to your reality or to your dream. It's your choice. If you're gonna think, nah, we're gonna be rich, he's gonna get there eventually, but at the moment, he's nowhere even near saving. Honey, that's your dream.
Yeah. So one day, he went outside, he came back with glitter, he came back smelling like a girl with makeup on him, and she lost her mind. She took the kitchen knife, you know those big ones for chopping, for like the meat?
Yeah.
She took that one, and she killed this guy, she killed this guy, she killed this guy. The children were sleeping.
Was he gay?
No, not gay, like
because he killed her with makeup.
Makeup and everything.
That's the problem with ladies these days. We are not dating reality. Look at the reality and know, this is my man.
But then there is no reality to date. These men are intentionally tricking us. There's no reality to it.
Yes.
There's no reality, it's a trick.
If you have been tricked by a man to get in his bed, you made your bed, you will lie.
No, that's what you're saying.
You are even defending somebody who's toxic and abusive.
All I'm trying to tell
your children are going to be the ones who are going to suffer the most in their adulthood, because they are going to think the same abusive man that comes to them and comes to their houses trying to get into their hearts. They're going to think that's normal. They're going to think that's okay. And they're going to get into the same situation that you are.
Make me understand this.
Is that okay?
You're teaching your child that when somebody hurts you, it's not okay.
Yes.
You need to take action. Not that your father is a villain. No.
You're very wrong, Joy.
No, you are wrong, Joy.
You don't know what kids do. Please go to Hot and Serve. Go to Hot and Serve. Go to Hot and Serve and
which
see.
means you and these women who are explaining to their children are explaining to them. Me, when my mother told me about what my father did, I still love my father. I was 8.
How old were you?
I was an adult, but I still love my father to this day.
Oh wait, how old were you?
I was grown.
So you're gonna take your young kids, your 4, 5, 6. You're 4, 5, 6.
First of all, pause.
I'm looking
Your
at the
4, 5,
reality.
6-year-old will not come and ask you where is my father.
Oh yes, he will.
You're 16. You are.
Yes, he will.
It means you are a stupid woman. If you're gonna go and paint your husband wrong, you need to tell your kid what is wrong.
Yes.
They need to know being beaten is wrong.
Yeah. Like this girl mara strata. Pero como la
Hi everyone. Welcome to Growing with Paige.
I'm Patricia.
I'm Alisa.
And I'm Joy.
Welcome to episode 2, hey?
Yay!
Yes.
This is March. Happy International Women's Day.
Yes. But we're gonna take the whole month because I mean what do women do? We'd like to take it.
It's ours. We own it.
Yes.
So let's talk about what it is to be a woman.
Yes,
I'm
let's
excited. Everybody stay tuned. It's going to be late. Super interesting.
Definitely.
So women, apart from boobs, because I mean being a woman overall generally is just a lot of pressure. People want you to be looking cute. They want you to look nice, makeup, nice body. Everything must be organized.
Plus you must be smart, plus you must bear children, plus you must have a career, plus you
know how
must
to cook.
Plus there's just like a list of a lot of things that we don't think are recognized enough.
At all, when people are saying, what do you bring to the table?
In fact, people who even ask that question should be burnt.
It shouldn't be. It should be illegal. What kind of person
really
is
should.
that? I bring my oven where we're gonna bake. You are floaties to give you an inheritance. The child won't even bear my name. We just celebrated Women's International Day, so we are here to talk about everything woman.
Yes. So, International Women's Day was celebrated on the 8th of March, but because we are women, we're going to take the whole month of March.
Yes,
definitely.
Always possess. It's what we do. Possess.
I'm telling you.
Okay, so what is a woman? Why were we created in the first place? It's an important question.
Okay. So in my understanding, Adam was there, he was doing tra-la-la in the garden, naming animals, naming like the trees and whatever. And then God was like, this guy is lonely, right? And then he caused Adam to fall into deep sleep. From that deep sleep, he took his rib and then he created Eve.
Woman.
So he woke up and he was like, wow, it's a woman. You see?
Very beautiful.
And he was pleased and God saw that it was good. Right? So yeah, women, in my perspective, are something that is good if you find the right one. And yeah.
Companionship. I feel like Adam was probably alone. I mean, he tried hanging out with the monkeys and they were probably leaving him behind as they were chasing the bananas. He maybe then tried the lions and then at the end there was just no perfect fit.
Yeah.
Therefore there had to be Eve.
I believe women were purposefully created for the purpose of making things better. Example, if a man is alone and he's rich and he meets a woman in his favor, then his life gets better. There's no sprinkle in his light because now there's a woman, someone who was there.
Something soft.
Something soft,
comforting,
something
very
feminine,
nice.
something
Delicate.
different. You know, but I also believe that when God created men specifically, I believe He just knew something was missing. Something was missing. That's why they say, men sometimes they have this thing of saying, "Oh no, sometimes we don't like our women, but we can't live without them." Sadly, because
Because we are useful.
But so let's come back here. Happy Women's Month. Happy Women's Month to everyone out there. Whether you're blind, you're deaf, you're sick, you can't have kids, or you're not okay, or you're homeless.
Not married after late in your 30s.
You are a woman. That's what matters. You have something that other people don't have. You have a mind. You were created out of a man's rib. You are different. That's just it.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then also just to break down like social constructs of what it is to be a woman. We are no longer in the 1950s where a woman is just for one thing.
True.
We are now expanded. Because of education, because times have changed, because opportunities and experiences where women are allowed in spaces have changed, we can evolve our concepts of what being a woman is.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like a woman is a fertile ground. It's like when you have a yard at the back and you trim your yard, you remove all the weed and then you put that's what is it called, fertilizer. And when you throw any seed in there, it should grow. That's a woman.
Yeah.
I feel like a woman, if your woman is being disrespectful or she's being aggressive and she's on you, it's probably because that's what you're throwing onto her garden.
Yeah.
If you're throwing all of this energy, then what she's going to do is she's going to amplify it and then bring it back to you. So I feel that's what a woman is. It's like a fertile ground where you can plant anything. So it's up to you what you want to plant on it.
Yeah.
If you're going to plant disrespect, that's exactly what you get.
Times 2.
Yes, properly cooked. You have to understand it is matured. It is matured.
Yes. And it's also tailor-made to you.
To you.
So a lady's disrespect, she's going to disrespect you in a way she knows is going to get to you emotionally because she has studied you. She knows your movements. She knows the things that make you tick, the things that make you happy. She knows how to pamper you, but she also knows how to make your blood boil.
So what are the responsibilities of a woman overall as women? What do you think are our responsibilities? Because me, I worked in very different categories in my life and I realized once you know your responsibility, it becomes easier for you. You wake up, you know, okay, when I get there, this is what I need to do, A, B, C, D, X, Y, Z. W and X and U, that one is somebody else's job. You understand? So what do you think are our responsibilities as women?
Okay, for me, I think it depends on what you choose to make you happy. I think your first and foremost, your responsibility as a woman is for you to make yourself happy. And for you to be the person you want to be. For you to be the person who you would accept love from. Right? So that's your first and foremost responsibility. And then now we think about, do you want to be a career-based woman, a mother, a stepwife, what type of woman do you want to be? Do you want to be in all these spaces? Do you have the strength to carry all those hats at the same time?
You see what you said about how you need to be lovable? Because I just read about a research that says that a child's childhood's happiness depends on the state of the mother. So if the mother is not in a good space, then there's no way that child is going to have a happy childhood. It's not going to have a loving childhood because the mother is not there. But if the mother is happy and she's in her space and she's blowing in her zone, then it guarantees your kids to have a better childhood memories, better developments at school, better even to be successful. All depends on how the energy and the vibe that the mother is actually in while raising these kids.
Yeah, also like the whole nourishment and making sure that they know right from wrong, you know. I think all of us innately, we have that thing in you without somebody else telling you what is right and what is wrong, right? But when you have a female figure who can nourish you, and you can see how they live their life, it makes it easier to have a model of what is wrong and what is right. When you see other women acting in a way, let's say your mother wouldn't do, then you know that that is not for you. But it doesn't necessarily mean that you must judge those women because you're not God. You don't have the right to judge.
What is the question that you asked?
Responsibilities of a woman.
Responsibilities of a woman.
As a woman, like what do you think are your chores? Like what are your duties? What you should do? Obviously, if you ask somebody in the 1990s, they will say, cook, clean, iron,
The children.
What is a woman? Being a woman itself is a responsibility of its own.
Yes.
It's holding family together, it's holding yourself together, it's holding your values, your self-respect, like what she said, what you wish to be, what you want to be, where your career wants to be. Do you want to be a mother? Do you want to be a sister? Or do you not want to be a mother at all? There are women who are not interested.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
In being with family, they're not interested in being married, they're not interested in having kids.
They're not even interested in dating.
So that's the future of where we're going to now, where I feel like the perspectives of what a woman is supposed to be responsible for back then to what they are now,
It's not the same.
it's not the same.
Yeah.
Yes, I know. I feel like yes, it's not the same, but I still feel like there is still core of womanhood. Like I mean, hygiene between a woman and a man. As a woman, you are expected to have better hygiene.
Yeah.
So that is why then the cleaning kind of falls to be like your responsibility, because obviously you clean yourself and you won't be comfortable staying in a non-clean house. So then you go ahead and clean the house and then you go ahead and do the laundry. I feel like I know women in the past, these were their responsibilities, but I feel like even women in the present, we still need to be able to carry this on. We are supposed to be clean. Have you ever watched, there's a series called Filth. It talks about how people are not clean. There's this lady, her house had toys for when her kids were infants. They are now 16.
And they're not open yet?
They are still everything, all the things they had as kids, all of them are still in the house. Like this lady did not clean. Her 16-year-old also did not think it was necessary to clean.
Was it like they're dirty, or is it because she's holding on to memories?
No, she was not hoarding.
She was hoarding.
No, because when they cleaned her house, she was willing to throw away all of these things.
Oh, hectic.
She was just simply not cleaning. She would just throw them at the corner. Even the child, when you ask her how does your mom clean it, she says she just pushes everything on the corner. So on the left there's a pile, on the right there's a pile, on top
But
there's a
doesn't
pile.
that leave like a psychological imprint in the child and even in the mother that when there's an issue, you don't solve the issue, you just push it to the side?
Perhaps. I mean, that was like I was so shocked. She is a mother and she has got 2 grown-up kids. For me, I feel like this is 6 hands.
Yeah.
This is more than enough hands for them to have cleaned up their house, because now they cannot bring friends home.
But I feel like that's the responsible part of what we're talking about. This mother had 2 other extra kids, which I believe if they had known to be like, oh, okay, if mama wanted us to clean up this stuff, she would have just asked, you know, because they're like old enough. It's not like they don't have hands.
They are, but the thing is, mama did not enforce it in them that cleaning is actually a thing.
So they think it's normal to be dirty.
Yeah. I mean, if you see their bathtub, you collapse, and it's a bathtub, and they lie there, and you're like, oh my god. Anyways, we're going to talk about more about this thing. So let's talk about the most embarrassing things that come with being a woman.
Such as?
I feel, okay, periods are not embarrassing, but they can most definitely embarrass you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You understand? Like, I mean, have you had those scenarios where you're at school, it's gym day, you're in your gym shorts, you're doing your sports, and then now they have to call you aside, or somebody's wrapping their jersey on your back.
What had happened was, I was in high school. And I was oblivious, you know, when you don't know your body. You don't know when you're going to be on your period. You don't see the symptoms of, oh, I'm in a bad mood this week. It means maybe my period is coming soon, right? So I was in a bad mood the whole week, and my friends are like, no, just. For now, it's okay, don't go there. Okay, cool. So now we walk out of English, and I'm still in a bad mood, but I can feel, oh man, like I'm uncomfortable. I am moist, and like this moisture is not normal, right? So my friends are walking behind me, but they're walking behind me in a manner that's like they're trying to protect me, but they're not saying anything. And then when we get to the toilet, now I realize, oh damn. The river, the red river, has rivered on my river in my dress.
Definitely. I feel like every woman has one of those stories. Where you were visited unexpectedly, especially in white shorts.
And then another one was when, okay, I had this ex, right? So he came to fetch me, and then we were chilling in his car. And then I was wearing a pad, and like, you know, and then, I don't know, I wore the pad. And then it was like bloating, right?
Yeah.
When I got up, like I left a stain in his car.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
that's what he gets. He should have taken you to a restaurant.
He should have. He should have.
So it's the restaurant's chair that is in trouble.
Yeah.
So what are the difficulties? I feel like, for me personally, let me talk about the difficulties that come along with being a woman.
Okay.
Did you know that a long time ago in the Bible, women were not considered? When they say Jesus fed 5,000, it's talking about only the men. They didn't even count the women. Like if they're having a census, they want to check the population, they would count the men and not necessarily count the women.
Hectic.
But if you look at it, I feel like women have always been the thriving force. If you check Jesus, it was the women. They're the ones who cared for them, they're the ones who cooked for them, it was them who fed them. But nobody ever talks about that.
Even in like the day-to-day modern society, you know, funerals, building homes, birthday parties, things are always planned by women. It's women who take their time, sit together and be like, oh, okay, Shab, you do A and I'll do B and I'll do C, and then at the end of the day it's like, okay, this whole event has been finished, you know. And it's yeah, we could say, yeah, it's a responsibility that we picked up on, but I don't see a bunch of men sitting down and be like, you're gonna make cabbage and you're gonna
no, in fact they'll sit on and all of them have a black label.
you understand? So I feel like some of these responsibilities is just something we decided to like put ourselves on, because I believe in like in 2025 now, the relationships that we have now, it's very much quite clear that I can say, I don't have to clean today. I believe that there's someone else in the house who can also just as much wake up
with two hands and
just put the same effort as me.
But I feel like that only happened because now, because the man and the woman work, it means also in the household the man and the woman need to come together.
Yes, yes. I feel like, yeah, that's true.
But there are things that, yes, they are meant for women, and there are things that are specifically meant for men. Understand? But I think when it comes to responsibilities per se, especially in this now 2025, where you find maybe a man has 2 kids and his wife is dead, what would you say about that? Would you expect him to go and get another woman so that she can fill in the position?
Actually, 80% of the men, yeah, they do.
Yes, 80% of the men they do, but is it because of them or is it because of the children?
It is because of the children. This is because it's like men, it's not caring necessarily, it's not necessarily their thing.
I don't think it's about the children, I think it's just about them.
Men are very selfish, guys.
Yeah.
Let's not also overlook the
Because
fact
he can
that
just leave his kids with his grandmom and they can still be raised perfectly fine.
So you want him to stay celibate?
No, not to stay celibate per se, but it's to say that the same responsibilities that can fall on a woman can also fall on a man.
Yeah, no, yes. I know a guy who's raised his daughter peacefully and the kid is respectful and the kid is alive, but other men end up molesting their kids. You see, it's complicated. That's why caring always lands to the woman, because the men, anything can confuse them. Anything can happen. I mean, we've heard stories of people raping actually infants. You wonder, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? Okay, so Other responsibilities that are women doing now. Women are into careers like engineering and launching rockets, and I'm super proud to be a woman.
Yeah.
I'm super proud to be a woman. I mean,
Pilots.
especially if you're married where there's money, then you can just wake up in the morning and just clean your house and then Netflix until the evening.
I'm telling you.
That would be great.
The one woman who I am so proud of. I was going through the internet, and then I went through this Nigerian lady, right? And she stood up for her rights. And you know how nice it is to see somebody standing up for themselves despite their image or what they want other people to view them or see them as. And in standing up for yourself, you stand up for a whole nation, including the men who perpetuate this thing of we are fine. We don't need anybody, we are the giants. So when I saw that lady standing up for herself, standing up for the youth of Nigeria, I was so proud. I was like, yes, it's the woman's time now. And even in the whole continent of Africa, women are like, you cannot silence us. That for me was like, wow.
I saw a lady and she was asked, okay, so what do you think are the responsibilities of the woman? And this is what she says. She said, suck, fuck, and shut the fuck up. She said those are her roles. And she feels like when her husband comes back home, she just needs to please him and then everything else can continue.
Okay, wait, is she a housewife?
Well, we would not know this because it's those interviews, you know, where they're in the middle of the streets and then they just catch you. And
But I feel like women are different. I believe every homestead has like its own rules. How I rule my home is not how you rule your home.
Yeah.
You understand? Certain things might work for you but might not work for me.
honestly, like shutting the fuck up.
You see, for some women, for some women, you might find maybe they have a bubbly partner. Maybe the partner is always up and about. There's A, B, C, D, and the woman just wants. You understand? So these are two totally different people. So for her not to like make that energy look bad, it's like, oh, okay, well, I keep quiet and just let him say what he wants to say. And then maybe I will jump in if I feel like there is something I need to say. You understand? Then there are those who both chit-chat like men and women, hour to hour, go. Then there are those who women talk more than men. And then the men just shut up.
I mean, shutting up is good, but I feel like a reasonable amount of shutting up, like you should not find yourself in a relationship where you cannot express yourself.
Yeah, that's awkward.
I feel like that's not a relationship again, it's almost like a kidnap ship situation.
You've been held hostage in love.
But you need to understand one thing, it's like what you said, the woman was meant to be what? The help. Immediately you intertwine yourself with the man, you get together yourself with the man, just know you're meant to be second hand. You are the help. So that thing of with your girls. With your girls. Keep it like that.
I understand.
Or else you're gonna be told, oh, you talk too much, blah 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 blah, and then now you'll be feeling small in your country now.
Okay.
You started the fire.
No, okay, let's think about this.
You are the help.
I understand that I am the help.
There we go.
I grew up with a maid, and I realized if the help is in a good place, then the food is gonna be nice, the cleaning are gonna be clothes, the things are gonna be better.
Yes.
So yes, I am the help, but I'm not necessarily your maid. I'm like almost.
No.
You are the head, and I'm the neck.
Yes.
You understand that the head is being moved by the neck. It's not moving by itself.
Yes.
So I do have something to say.
You do have something to say.
The neck is moving the head.
You do have something to say, but for the mere fact that you're not the head, you're not the provider, then you have less words to say.
Yeah, I heard it.
And more work to do.
I heard a guy say that the marriages long time ago, they succeeded because of a simple two theory.
Yes.
The man
is a provider.
depended on the woman to cook her food and iron his clothes for him.
And satisfy
And then
him.
the woman, yes. And then the woman depended on the husband to provide, pay the rent, pay the kids' school fees.
Bring the food.
Bring the food on the table, and that is how most relationships survive. But it's 2025 now, and I know a lady, she's in a relationship with her husband, and they have like a rule of how they divide their monies.
Okay.
If it is rent, they go 50-50. If it's entertainment, they go 70-30. They have like a whole mathematic theory that has been put to place. So you understand, it's no longer just genuinely, I depend on you. Whenever I want money, it's you I will look up to. Now we're in relationships where yes, I'll do the rent. Yes, I will do everything else, but then I'm expecting you to buy the kids' clothes. I'm expecting you to pay for Netflix. I'm expecting you. So you understand, for the fact that you're expecting me to make my decisions, then you should also know that I will definitely have opinions.
Yeah, because I mean, if I don't have opinions, you can do anything, and then I must just smile with it. And then if you smile without having an opinion, that's you saying, I accept the worst. So whatever he does to you, he thinks it's okay because you accept everything.
And I feel like if you don't express yourself, you hold your grudge, and this is when we find scenarios where now the lady has chopped the husband and puts him under the bed.
Oh, put him in the one cold case was this crazy. Okay, while she was turned crazy, she was normal when she met this guy, right? And then they dated. In the beginning it was nice, it was sweet. They got married, they moved into their apartment, they had their first child, and it was sweet, right? And then after, like when she was pregnant with the second child, that's when he started to like turn her crazy, you know? And she was not saying anything because she was waiting for him to be the woman, the man that she met before he started doing all these things, right? So one day he went outside, he came back with glitter, he came back smelling like a girl with makeup on him, and she lost her mind. She took the kitchen knife, you know those big ones for chopping, for like the meat.
Yeah.
She took that one and she killed this guy, she killed this guy. The children were sleeping.
Was he gay?
No, not gay. Like,
Because he killed her to makeup.
Makeup
and
and
a
everything.
strip club.
Oh,
He was
okay.
fooling with other women. And so you must also understand her threshold was too much. Like she was here because he was already acting nonsense. And then all of a sudden now you're coming home. You're coming home looking like you just cheated. You're coming home looking like you're sick. So now you want me to be normal on top of everything else that I've just been suppressing. She lost it. She didn't fight. She just killed the guy. Ta. She packed him in bags nicely, guys. Like, and then she just put him in the deep freeze.
So what was wrong here?
The fact that she did not speak when she was supposed to speak.
She did not express her frustrations that she was holding in because she was being the woman and being quiet.
You know what is wrong with the women these days? There's a difference between reality and what you think you want someone to be. Dating a man because you feel like now you have this picture in your head that he's gonna be like this, and the reality of who exactly he is are two different things. So it's either you're getting married to your reality or to your dream. It's your choice. If you're gonna think, nah, we're gonna be rich, he's gonna get there eventually, but at the moment, he's nowhere even near saving. Honey, that's your dream.
Yeah.
But in 3 years' time from now, you're gonna be a better woman because you married what? Your dream, not your reality.
Okay.
That's the problem. So we go around picking men on because, oh, this one has it like this, oh, this one has it like this. Damn, I would like to be like my auntie. Yo, she's like, no, honey, what is the reality of you as a woman? What do you believe in? What do you want your man to do for you? Because he's not gonna do it for you as your auntie is doing it for you. You don't know what your auntie had to sacrifice to get the things she's getting.
Yeah.
That's the other thing that other people don't understand. In every relationship, there's a sacrifice. Nothing comes for free. The same way you have to study to get a degree is the same way you have to work in your relationship to get all these other things. They don't just come because you're a woman. His mother is a woman. He probably also has a sister who is a woman. He has a cousin who's a woman. He has a co-worker who's a woman. What's so special about you that you deserve all these things?
Okay, so let me give you the theory. Well, I guess the whole reality thing, because there's an actual theory that is going online now. It's called 80-20.
Okay.
The theory explains that 80% of the women population is attracted to 20% of the men's population. Do you understand the mathematics?
That's sad.
That is indeed sad. That
We are
means
attracted to a dream.
No, we are attracted to a certain man. This is a man that all of us, we've watched in fairy
A
tales,
dream.
they've given us
A
names.
dream.
But they do exist. Wait, man. Now, moving forward, the 80% theory means that in order for a man to get a woman, he needs to trick her.
Okay.
That's the theory. So what do you want? You want a guy who's driving? He needs to trick you into thinking he is who you think he is. So you have to understand it's not the girl's fault. Because from the very beginning, this guy came in with intentions to manipulate because of the law of average. If he does not manipulate this girl, either with money, with a bougie car, with a big house, he will not get laid. Simple biology. All the women are attracted to tall, dark, handsome, nobody. has ever expressed their love as shorts.
Okay.
Cover.
Oh, there are many though, there are many outside this.
They are, but
There are many.
when you ask a woman, what is your ideal man? You will hear only one type of man. Tall, dark, handsome. Ne? But there are short men, there are middle-sized men, there are men who have got nyash, there are all kinds of men. That's the 80-20 theory. So you can find for men, they're already in a disadvantage. That's why they are always trying to treat women.
So now you're saying that 80% of the men who are undesirable.
Yes. They
Now
have to come up with
because
strategies.
Now because maybe you do not have the certain look that a girl wants, you have to come in and be funny. So you're manipulating the situation with your sense of humor.
Exactly.
So in short, you're saying you'd rather be manipulated?
No. We're saying you're being manipulated without knowing. So you can't say it's because of the girl she picked a reality or a dream. No, she picked what was presented to her. What she does not know is that what was presented to her was fake.
But then
You understand? She did not know that. It's like you, a guy comes, picks you up with a Mercedes, takes you to McDonald's, you or Spur or wherever, and you guys are having a great time. But in actual reality, the car is the uncles, and the car is the grandfathers. You would not know that, because this is not information you were presented to. You fell in love with this guy, thinking he's this...
So it's like you're saying it's also okay for a guy to go and pick up a girl out there who's going to be like, I have my own job and everything, but yet she's unemployed.
No, it doesn't work for women.
Would that be fair?
No, I'm not saying it's fair, Joy Maria, my young sister. I need you to be calm here. We're speaking about a theory. It's called 80-20.
Okay.
I'm telling you why men are manipulating women. The thing we are talking about reality and fairy tale.
Okay.
It may not necessarily be a fairy tale because it was presented to you as a reality.
Okay, so let's give an example here. Let's go back to this lady who killed her husband.
Yes.
Would you say she married a man who she thought she had a reality of knowing this is my man?
Yes, it was reality.
Because
yes, it was.
the thing
But
is,
things change.
for,
People change.
let's say it was good for 2 years. So from the time they met until 2 years, he was this best version of himself. Presenting his honeymoon phase self. Right? And then after she got pregnant with the second child, that's when he started being his worst self. And let's be realistic, our worst selves are actually our real selves.
So for us to be living together, we are married and I'm expecting a second baby, and for you to be your worst self, does it mean that now it gives me the right as a woman to do something wrong to you because you're actually worst self?
No, it does not give you the right to kill him, but it's because she did not express herself. You understand?
That's the argument now.
That's the argument.
When you do not express yourself.
So what about the men?
What about the men?
What about him? What if in those 2 years, before him coming back home with the glitters on, what if he was also trying to express himself? One way or the other, because you need to remember, let me say something. When a woman gives birth to a first child, everything changes. The body, the mindset, what you think, what you want.
Exactly. So
especially what you want changes.
I beg you pause 2 minutes. Exactly. I'll bring back your fact, which I completely disagree. If I'm the man, I would say now that my reality, my sexy woman, was a fairy tale. Am I wrong? So he's also been sold a fairy tale. Can you see that? Because you were sexy, you had a six-pack. Now you have a cover. Yeah, you are no longer wearing a skinny jean, you're wearing track pants. But it is actually because of the baby.
Yes.
Because we're not analyzing that part. We are looking at what was presented and what he currently has. Which means, according to him, he can also simply say it was what? A fairy tale. That was presented to him by this woman, because now the one he's stuck with now after 2 years, which is supposed to be going on into forever, is the completely not the vision that he was in love with and married.
So would it be fair for him to do something wrong to her because that's not who she is now?
No. First of all, my sister, life is not fair. So the word fair is absolutely irrelevant.
You see?
This lady will only react based on how she
that
feels.
woman had reacted. We don't know if she was speaking to her husband. We don't know if she was complaining to him. We don't even know what's the story. At the end of the day, people in relationship change. That's just it. So there's no reality and fantasy. There is reality and fantasy. Meaning, if I'm gonna marry this man and he's a drunkard, my reality is I'm marrying a fucking drunkard.
No, but
expecting him to change is a dream, honey.
Yes, it is a dream.
Because he's a drunkard.
It is.
So rather leave the drunkard. Go find yourself the reality that the drunkard you. But you know what women are gonna do? They're gonna find a fraudster and expect him to be a millionaire. Who, bitch? Where?
They are millionaires. Taco Besta.
He's a fucking fraudster.
He's in jail. That was the wrong example.
He's a millionaire.
You a fraudster. He got you a place, he got you the iPhone, you are the girl now. Jiggy jiggy, you are married. Oh no. I didn't know. Bitch, you knew.
No, but
expecting him to be a million.
Joy, no, you did not know, because men, this is what they do. Let me tell you what men do when you're not watching. They are always strategizing on how exactly to find you. They are hunters.
Yes.
They are hunters, we are prey. They are always strategizing on how to hunt you. So you may not even know that your husband was actually a taboo.
So you as a woman, ain't no way. In this 2025, ain't no man is gonna leave his house at 9 o'clock. You can't tell me your partner, who's not going to work 9 or 5, he doesn't have a permanent salary, which you know, definitely, once you're in this relationship, you will know.
Yeah, you know things.
You know his uniform, you've never met his boss, you've never met any of the co-workers, he's not in any group. Girl, what you think your man is doing?
But it's 2025. If your man is paying your rent and your man is giving you everything you need, you know that, okay, there's definitely something that
that's where comes the suck and shut the fuck up. Because he's doing what? Everything. But because he's not doing everything, then you'll question yourself and be like, what type of a person am I dating? Does he have a criminal record? Why doesn't he have a normal job?
But this is 2025. There is no normal job.
In your head, yes, but the
even
dream
F&B workers, they
in
work
your
from
head,
home. Capital
you
workers,
expect.
they work from home. There is no dream
There should
job.
be a car, there should be a colloy, everything should be well. Where is the money, honey? You don't even know what job is doing. Where is the money gonna come from? That's the problem with ladies these days. We are not dating reality. Look at the reality and know, this is my man.
But then there is no reality to date. These men are intentionally tricking us.
Yes,
there's no reality to date.
Yes.
There's no reality, it's a trick.
If you have been tricked by a man to get in his bed, you made your bed, you will lie.
No,
it's simple as that.
Absolutely not.
But they are those men who are going around without having to treat anyone. They are those men
those are the 20%
who come and tell you, look, this is who I am. I have 3 kids, my ex is no longer in my life, and I need a woman. That's a man straight up telling you exactly what he wants.
And that one will be how old? 38?
It's something.
Next time his brain is already matured.
At least it's real.
In the meantime, before you make it 38-year-old, you have been tricked the whole time. For example, if you're dating in high school, what's happening? Are you not being tricked?
It is.
You are being tricked.
Yes.
Because this boy does not have money. He's buying you sweeties, he's taking you to the movies, but we both know he's not working.
It's his mother's money.
Exactly. So women are being tricked. It's not like, okay, we're just jumping into this.
Okay.
Baby, in my clinic,
let's go to the question. Why are we being tricked? It's because we live in dreams.
It's because we are the prey.
Yes, we are the prey. In order for them to hunt us,
guys,
they want us.
Even men think they're the PAJ, honey. Leave that thing, sis.
Baby, men,
I'm telling you, even men think they're the PAJ, honey.
Maria, if they want me, they will have to find me.
Yes.
If you want me, you have to watch.
Yes, that is true.
So still, they're the prey.
That is true.
Regardless of how they catch their things,
But
they're still
from
the
my
prey.
point of view, I feel like majority of the relationships are not working correct. It's because you're not looking at reality. Reality.
Joy, they have been tricked.
Reality is your man doesn't have a saving account. Reality is your man doesn't have a place to stay. Reality is your man doesn't have a job. That's the reality. Don't look at, oh, maybe he will have. No, he doesn't have a job.
It's 2025
reality.
Now. How many percentage of women do you know? Apart from the women you know,
okay,
who you know personally,
okay,
who date a guy who has no job and no accommodation?
Oh, there are a lot, honey.
They are a lot. As long as
they are a lot. As long as you can suck and fuck, they're a lot.
So now that the roles change.
You're already stupid from the very beginning. It had nothing to do with
they are men. They are men who are out there dating, unemployed, dusty. Kiddies.
No, the men the women
kiddies.
I know, they are all.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
But then all of
that's
these
what I'm
things have been tricked. At the end of the day, these people are prey.
From
the same
the
way if you
world.
want to catch a cockroach, do you not trick this cockroach? You give them, you put food and then you put poison. That's what hunters do. They trick.
From the world, I have learned the only problem that I can say we women have is when it's time to leave a situation when you know it's no longer happening for you. That's what the problem is.
Yes.
The problem is a man is going to come and he's going to lie to you and he's going to tell you, hey, A, B, and C, D. Before you know it, you've moved in his place. But it's not like you never saw the red flags. They were right there, honey. You just chose to be blind. You know why? Because you stopped your dream. The dream of what you had. The dream of what you thought it was.
There's nothing wrong to have a dream.
There is, because reality is.
It gives you courage. No, darling, the dream prevents you from killing your husband. The dream allows you to raise your kids. Yeah, because if you kill your husband, you go to jail. So the dream, do you know
reality? Let me tell you something.
If you have a dream, and this one, the reason why we are all going to work every day in the morning, because all of us are dreaming that one day we will be successful. So if we did not have that dream, Joy Maria, nobody was gonna wake up and go. True or false?
Yes, but
so the dream has its purpose. That's why it's there.
The dream of your career and what, and the dream of a man, two.
No. You are dreaming that. Let me tell you, everybody who enters a relationship are different. They have a dream. Their dream is, I'm gonna be in this relationship. We are gonna thrive. We are gonna celebrate our 20th anniversary.
Yeah.
That is almost like the blueprint.
Okay.
Now the reality is how the blueprint is being coming to pass. You know a blueprint, before they build a whole, let's say stadium, they first draw it on a paper. That's a dream, and it's just as important as the stadium. It only becomes a problem that if you had a blueprint for a stadium and then you go and you build a shack. You understand?
You know what the problem is with our women? We have expectations on the wrong people.
Okay.
You can't go and date a dusty and then have expectations on a dusty.
Then you need to go to school, woman.
No, leave the dusty alone. What you doing harassing the dusty in the first place?
Harassing the dusty.
You know you're a high classified woman, but you're dating a dusty. You stressing the dusty out. Let the dusty go find his own dust.
I'm
You
telling
understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, honestly.
If you know you're a high woman, then you're there like, oh, I'm looking for this, but you're out here liking a dusty.
No,
you're stressing out a dusty. You know the dusty cannot afford, but you want the dusty to afford. Kanjan, wait.
I don't think a woman who wants a car will date a dusty.
I feel like this is what they say. When you have a dream, example me, I want to buy a house. Sharp. What do you do when you want to buy a house? You save, right?
Yes.
You want to date a millionaire? Fucking go to school. Go to all those restaurants where millionaires chill. Don't be going to Rhapsody expecting a millionaire. That's where my problem is with girls. You want this, but you're going here. And then you're expecting this from here. It doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
1 plus 1 is always going to be 2.
Yeah.
You understand? You can't now... This is where my problem is with women, the other thing. We like to use men. That's the problem. Yes. Stepping on
Speak your
someone...
mind, baby girl.
No,
Speak your mind.
stepping on someone, expecting him to put you in a better place for another better man to find you is using someone.
Yes, but the men do the exact same thing.
Yes.
They are both using each other.
Yes.
It's an engagement.
That's what I'm trying to say. Why don't you just save yourself and be like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm not going to date anyone. I'm not going to stress myself with anyone because I know exactly what I want.
Yeah.
I know where my goal is.
Yes.
Why can't
The
you
dream.
do that? But no.
The dream.
The dream. But at the moment, you're not dating anyone. You're not wasting another man's life. You're wasting your own life because you are chasing a dream.
A dream is...
What if you get pregnant with this fucker?
No.
Do you know how many ladies I have met at where I work where they will tell you, gosh, I wish I never married that nigga. I could have been A, B, and C, D. But because you chose the reality and you left your dream somewhere else, you decided to go with reality. Reality took you there. Now you're married. Now you have kids. Are you going to go and blame that man? And be like, oh, I wanted to be A, B, and C.
You can still push it.
Thank you.
He's not holding
That's
you back.
what I'm trying to say. We don't have to date sometimes as women. We can just stay the fuck alone.
Good luck now. Let's vote.
Stay the fuck alone.
You comment.
Leave men alone. If you know that your millionaire is waiting for you there, say, stay alone. Don't worry. Don't worry. There's so many ladies out there who are ready for the reality and they're not ready for the dream. So if whenever you're into the dream, focus on your dream. Leave those ones who want a job. Now you want to waste a man's time here. You even have a baby. Now you want to come and tell us, hey, you were never the one. I was thinking of this guy. Even your family's going to look at you like, the fuck? You wasted 3-4 years of our fucking time doing what? Can't you already had a what? A dream. You already knew what you wanted. So what are you doing wasting time with dust? Let the dust go.
Because dust wants to get laid, he will not come to you as
yes, he's not going to come to you. But once you realize it's dust, you're going to do what?
But you said it yourself, it's harder to leave than to stay.
Yes.
So now you've realized it's dust, you're 6 months pregnant.
That's where my problem is, and then you're expecting to be your dream at the end of the day. Whose fault is that?
No, you need to rearrange your dream. No, I mean, if you bumped into the dust, that was your personally.
Yes.
Everybody
now
is at fault.
You pregnant with the dust, but
the
you still
woman
have
is
a
at
dream.
fault, and the dust is at fault because the dust presented itself like a solid rock. Kanti is a dust.
Let me tell you something about this.
And then the woman, she was caught in the dust.
I saw this on Instagram. A lady said there are 2 ways to life. Okay, when you meet a man, you ask, so what do you do for a living? I'm a gold digger. Okay, the one who doesn't have money, he will leave.
Yeah.
Because he knows he can't afford you. The one who has money, he will laugh and ask you, why do you call yourself a gold digger? Because you know what? I have a business plan. And in this business plan, I need to gold dig somewhere to fund my business plan. But if you're going to go around entertaining dust you will get, honey.
But
you see how the dust takes itself out when you know what you want? You see? Like example, someone will come to you, hello, Lisa, can I please have your number? No, sorry, I don't give my number. Why? Because I don't want to. Simple. The dust will dust itself out. But for the mere fact that we women feel the need to always explain ourselves.
Be nice, kind.
Be nice. Be feminine. To dust. No, sorry.
But then dust can still turn into clay.
Yes! But that's a dream.
Okay, wait.
No, I mean,
no,
if he works for
wait.
himself
Hold on.
right now, he's not yet clay.
Dust
dust
can definitely turn into clay, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
But that dust needs to recognize that this is a dusty ass situation,
Yes.
right? And then two, that dusty ass situation needs to want to change. So now, if this person does not want to change, then what are you doing?
Exactly.
Okay, let me tell you, why the women are entertaining the dust is because they are
Okay.
worried that one day I will wake up and this dust has turned into
clay.
clay. So I don't want him to remember me as the lady who insulted him. That is why the women are always just entertaining everybody because they are worried. You never know what's going to happen tomorrow.
That's what I was saying at the beginning. There's a difference between reality and the dream you want. Reality is who the fuck are you dating?
But reality is present and then there's a future.
If you are dating a dust,
The Minister of Education now is the Minister of Safety.
if you
But
dating
then,
a
guys,
dust,
we've been warned by our mothers and
Bruh.
our grandmothers that you don't date potential. You date the finished product as a girl.
yes.
The guy can date potential because girls are more malleable. Girls are easier to mold. A guy is not that easy to mold.
But then if you walk, I'm sorry, Mrs. If you walk into a fully made house, then the one who invites you into this house treats you like what? A guest. Because if you find a man, if you meet, I met a lady at FNB and she told a story about the uncle. I've told you guys the story. The uncle is fully made, he has the money, he has the thing, but then the wife doesn't have a foundation. She's floating. Why? Because we didn't bring anything in this house. So the man can do whatever they want to do. They can abuse you, they can beat you, they can undermine you. Why? Because you do not have a foundation here. You came in here like furniture. You found this building was already built, the doors are there, the curtains are there, and we brought you in like a couch.
But then that
which means
you
we
as
can
a
move
woman,
you around.
you need to understand what you bring to the table.
Yeah, change
Because-
the topic.
That's what I'm saying, the reality, guys. The reality of the shit you get yourself into is very, very important.
Okay,
Take a
anyways,
look.
let's talk about breakups.
Take a book, write the difference of what you have now, you and your partner, and what you want. You will realize this is east and this is west. You are nowhere in between. In fact, you are nowhere anywhere near your goal. You are very far
But
from your
that is,
goal.
I disagree. You know why? Because goals are meant to be achieved.
Yes.
It's your job to obtain them. If you and your partner,
But what if it's not the why? What if it's not the reality
We have
that you
our
want?
cousin sister, Joy Maria, who told us
Okay.
what? Think big, but start where?
Small.
Yes, start dust. And
That's,
build it.
I don't think she
No.
said start dust.
No, I'm not saying that date like a unreasonable
I
person.
understand.
I'm just saying as if this
That's
person
small,
has a
okay.
school, he has a degree.
Yeah.
He's looking for a place to stay, he has a room.
It's a...
He's interning. You can tell this is dust that's going to turn into a brick.
Yeah.
You understand? Because time, nobody knows the future.
That's true.
Nobody knows the future. How many hobos do you know now that they're business people? Me, I know a hobo.
Gaten McKenzie, guys.
Yeah? They
Who's
are
a
not.
hobo?
Yeah?
Gaten McKenzie was in prison. He was
Yeah, I know he was in prison.
But like, I'm just saying, like the level of dust that you had to go through to get in prison.
Now you can just imagine how many ladies who Gates and Mackenzie date to be where he is now. How many ladies had he had to use, or how many ladies had to use him?
Everybody's using everybody.
Once
Unfortunately,
upon a
that's where we
time
are
he was
now.
also a dust, but that's where my problem is. I feel like ladies, we put so much pressure, on no, your man has to be like this, but you know the reality of exactly what you have there at home. But now you want to take your dreams and put pressure on someone who
Doesn't need the
even
pressure.
see your picture. That's where my problem is.
Yeah, that's an error. That's a mistake on the women's side. We need to be picking
We
our
have
dust
to pay.
correctly. So now, how do you break
Thank
up
you.
in a relationship? You've been in this relationship. Here's an example. This is a mother. You're a mother of 4. Because you went in there and it's already made. You have nothing for yourself. Everything you have belongs to this man. But you need to leave because this is a toxic environment. Not you met this man already made. So you did not need even to build your own career. You don't even have unemployment skills. But it's either you leave or you die. How
Okay,
do
wait.
you break up?
Does this man, Is he like the type to give me money, or I must write a list of the things I need and he gets it?
No, he gives you money.
He
You're
gives me
comfortable.
money. I'm comfortable.
You paid for kids.
So like my account has money inside it.
Hey, by the time you want to leave, money is the least of your problems.
What do you mean? You have 4
No.
kids.
Money is the least of your problems. When a woman wants to leave a relationship that is either toxic, bad, there's no words to say, believe me, money is the least of her problems.
And then the thing is,
She's
there's
thinking
so
of her
many
freedom, she's
generations
thinking of her
of
peace of
women.
mind, she's thinking of how her kids need to love, how her kids need to see her love.
Okay, after
how
she
her
has
kids
thought
need to see
about
her love.
this to Maria and
Yes.
she has left her house, now
Yes.
she's outside the house, where will she go?
Well, usually there's a God. That's why there's a God. There's
Please
a
don't
God.
be stressing out. God.
There is
When
God
you went and he
out
told
there.
you this is not the one, but you went for one.
Okay, so if he doesn't want to give you money, then what?
No, we're talking about how do you break up. We are now talking about breakups.
How do you break up?
How do you break up? And this is the scenario.
So-
you are a mother of 4.
Okay.
You are unemployed because obviously your husband has got you. He's got
Okay.
you for all these years. He's cared for you, right? Now you need to fend for yourself and your 4 children. How do you break up in this situation?
To be honest, me in the middle of the night or when he's at work, I'm packing the children, I'm taking, especially if I'm financially okay, like the money's in my account. I can just transfer it from that account that he knows of to another account that he does not know of, take the kids when he's not there, because if he's crazy, it means anything can happen if I leave in his presence. Grab and go. You'll
you're
find
saying-
me when you find me.
You're saying you would leave this man and the father of your 4 children, now, let's say one of your kids is 18, because of unsatisfactory reasons. You're agreeing that you would most definitely leave with
I'm
your
a
kids.
runner, I'm a track star.
But now you need to remember you have babies.
That
You
is
can
why
talk.
I'm asking
No,
this question.
See what's
exactly,
wrong.
but the thing is the
And then they're
children
gonna
can
wake up
see.
tomorrow. They're gonna wake up tomorrow and be like, yeah, they can see, but you don't talk to them. You don't tell them why are you and daddy fighting in the first place. And then now your daughter's gonna come and ask you, that one who loves daddy the most, mommy. So why did we leave daddy?
Then you
But
tell them.
no, the thing for me is
No, tell me. I want you to look at me and tell me as your daughter, why did we leave daddy?
we left daddy because first of all he was toxic. I did not want to teach you, a toxic man. I did not want you to think that being with a man who's gonna beat you, who's going to berate you, who's going to belittle you is okay.
So you telling your daughter that Ubaba is bad because that's how she's gonna go back at home looking at. Yes. Yes.
No, she did not tell.
Oh yeah.
No.
Guys.
How? Okay, Joy Maria, you answer.
Let me-
why do you
let
want
me
to
tell
protect
you.
a man
Let me
who's
tell you,
toxic and
guys.
abusive?
There's a reason why they call you, once you give birth, it's not about you. That's the problem. That's what women don't understand. You need to understand that there is the husband with his family, who the sperms and the blood come from, honey. 1, 2. There is your mother, your auntie, or whoever, you and your 4 kids here in the middle, who wanna leave. You're gonna take this man's kids. Let's give an example. He also has money. He can go to the police station and get you arrested. Did you know? Yes. Yes.
That is why you need to
Why?
use
Yes.
your brain. You can
Two.
Roam
You
around
can't just
and
leave and
leave.
decide, nah, babies, your daddy was bad. Your daddy did A, B, and C. You know why? When he goes back to his grandparents, that's exactly what he's gonna say. Oh, mama says, oh, Baba is bad. Oh, Baba is like this. Oh, Baba is like
But
this.
he is.
Guess who is the enemy now,
It
honey?
doesn't matter who's
You,
the enemy.
yes,
because
he's
you're
the enemy. You know
already the
why?
enemy.
Because they are gonna attack you spiritually. That is why. You need
We
to
don't always have to think of things
shut
like
your
that.
mouth.
It's not always gonna be
We don't always
No, let me
have to.
tell you.
Because the thing is, you are always you are accepted to be a victim in your circumstance.
Yes.
No, it's
That
not
is what you are
it's
saying.
not
That's
what
what I
expected
hear
to
from
be a
you.
victim.
When
That's what you're
you
saying.
are even defending somebody
No.
who's toxic
No.
and abusive.
All I'm trying to
And
tell
your
you.
children are going to be the ones who are going to suffer the
So-
most in their adulthood because they are going to think
Okay.
when the same man, the same abusive man that comes to
So-
them and comes to their houses trying to get into their hearts,
So-
they're going to think that's normal.
So
They're
wait.
going to think that's okay.
So wait.
And they're going to get into the same situation
Make me
that you are
understand
miserable
this.
in.
Make me understand this.
Is that okay?
Make me understand this. Make me understand this. You are gonna paint your baby daddy who you slept with, who
Let me
got you
answer
married.
you the question.
Wait, as a bad parent because now
I'm
wait,
not painting
wait,
him. He did
you
that to
are.
himself. He
Yes,
did that
he
to
did that to you,
himself.
but he never did that to his kids.
He did
but
that
now,
to
you are gonna
himself.
destroy your own generation for making your kids think the man you went to marry, who gave you pregnancy, is bad. Don't look like a fool, honey. Act smart. Take your money. Keep your money on the side. Keep your fucking. Let me tell you something.
No.
A woman's most powerful possession is money. Your money will speak to you when you cannot speak.
Calm
Let me
down
tell
and
you
pick a
something.
topic you're arguing. Let me
honey.
answer you. calm down. First of all,
Guys.
you are very much wrong. Didn't your mother tell you what your father did to her?
Yes, she did. She did, but she never went and painted
No, she
Baba
didn't paint
as a
it,
bad
Baba.
person.
No.
But that's what she's doing.
No.
That's how you talk to me as your daughter.
No.
As your daughter who asked you.
No.
What
She
happened
did
to
not
your
paint
mama
her,
and
but
Baba?
You know
She didn't.
exactly what she
Yes,
said to your
but
mom.
that's
Based
the
on the fact that
She
She
did not.
told me.
mom told me. So
Yes.
what do you expect me to
So
say?
wait, does this
She did
mean?
not paint her, but you need to sit properly. You need to-
No.
No.
My legs are the side.
In the background.
Okay. What I'm trying to say is the fact that we don't have to continue hurting our future generations because the
Nobody-
motherfucker hurt you.
Stop you. Stop
That's
right
my
there.
point.
Okay, stop. Pause. You
Let's
are
think for the future.
wrong. You are the wrongest.
Wrong.
I'm not the youngest. No, I'm a woman. I also have a point.
First,
And there are other women who also think like me.
No, they
That's what I'm
shouldn't.
saying.
For starters,
Your money,
give us
guys.
chance. Give us chance. Let us answer you.
I
I think you're very
think
explaining. Let us answer you.
Yes.
When she tells her kid that your father was beating me, she's not telling the kid that your father is an evil person.
Okay.
She's telling your kid simply, the reason why I left, I could no longer stay there,
Okay.
it was not safe enough for me.
Yes.
So you're teaching your child that when somebody hurts you, it's not okay.
Yes.
You need to take action. Not that your father is a villain. No.
You're very wrong, Joy.
No,
You're
you are
very
wrong,
wrong.
Joy. You are
You
very,
don't know
very
what
wrong.
kids do.
You are
Please
very,
go to
very
Watch and
wrong.
Serve. Go to Watch and Serve. Go to Watch and Serve and
Which means
see.
you and these women who are explaining to their
No.
children are explaining to them wrong.
No,
Me, when
it's
my
not.
mother told me about what my father did, I still love
How
my
old
father.
were you?
I was 8.
How old were you?
I was an adult, but I still
How
love
old
my
were
father
you?
to this day. I
No,
was
wait,
an
how old were
adult.
you?
I was grown.
So you're gonna take your young kids, your 4, 5, 6.
No,
You're 4,
wait.
5, 6.
First
And
of all, pause.
I'm
Your
looking at the
4, 5,
reality.
6-year-old will not come and ask you where is my father.
Oh, yes, he will.
You're 16. You are.
Yes, he will.
It means you are a stupid woman.
No.
If you're gonna go and paint your husband wrong,
You
no.
and your
You need to
husband.
tell your kid what is wrong. They
Yes.
need to know being beaten
Yes, is wrong. True.
It's not a matter of
I
it is my
understand.
in-laws.
But
I'm
you need
gonna
to
say this.
remember, no, you need to
If they
remember.
beat you, it is wrong.
Patricia, you need to
It doesn't
remember,
matter
you
if
are in
it's
a
your
marriage.
father or it's your uncle.
You're in a marriage.
If he's beating
There's
you,
law.
it
You
is
don't just,
wrong.
let me tell you something, you don't just
Me,
wake
let me
up.
answer you my question. Me, if I'm leaving my husband with 4 kids,
Okay.
I'm living alone.
No, wait. Let me take
And you said that living
alone.
Let me take you back to
That
reality.
house
Let me take you back to reality.
I'm gonna leave my
Let me
kids
take
in
you
that
back to
house.
reality. Let me
Me, I will live
Patricia,
alone.
let me take you back to reality. You know why it was easy for Mama to take us to South Africa? It's because Baba had to sit with these fucking people and allow. No, wait,
Yes.
we can call Mama.
Yes, it's
if
fine.
Mama had taken us out of the country
But then
without
that's
Baba
not
knowing,
my
it's
answer.
called illegal.
I know.
That's
So
what
you're
happens
not
when you
listening
get
to what I'm
married.
saying. You need to
That's
calm
why
down and
ladies
listen.
don't get married anymore. You know why?
No.
There's too many laws in marriages, bro.
No, baby.
Too many laws. You can't just pack up and live with the man's kid.
You can.
You think I can just pack up and live with
and fight
Angie?
for custody. Yes.
You think I can just pack up and
Yes.
live with Angie?
Yes.
At this fucking
If you
airport
are being
without a
abused,
letter from Abraham? You play.
Calm yourself down.
You
If
are
you
playing.
being
I'm waiting for
beaten,
y'all to get babies.
Joy, calm
Then y'all
yourself
will
down.
tell me. Y'all will tell
Calm
me.
yourself down.
Don't
If you
worry.
are being beaten down,
Yes.
you can file a divorce,
Yes, you can.
sweetheart.
It's
And
allowed
in the
to.
process, sweetheart,
Yes.
you can apply for full custody,
Yes,
darling.
but
and therefore you can
Let
get
me
your
tell you
full
something.
kids,
Yes,
darling.
the
and
suffering
go
you
suffer
went
with
through,
them.
the suffering you went through does not mean you have to put your kids through the same.
That is exactly
That's what I'm trying to
why
say. Women of today,
me,
we are
I'm
passing
leaving
pain
my kids
from one
behind.
generation to the other
But don't
because
just if you
my
are
grandmother
pain.
was abused
That's
by
if
that
you are
fucking
passing
nigga
pain.
while I wasn't even there during the
No,
time they were
no,
fucking with that
you are
nigga.
wrong,
You
Shane.
can't tell me you're gonna take your 6-year-old out of the
wrong,
house she was born in and then now she's just gonna sit down and be like, oh, we're in a new house. She's gonna ask you.
No, she
why?
can ask.
Yes, she's
No,
gonna
she-
ask you.
Also see.
She's gonna ask, and you know why? She's gonna go back to her grandmother and also tell her what's happening. No, I'm just telling you.
You just
It's
need to calm down.
Babes, go on the internet. Read what women are going through.
It's fine. Let me give you my answer.
Yes.
If I'm to leave my husband with 4 kids, I'm leaving
Divorce.
them both behind.
Yes.
Are you listening to me?
You're leaving what?
I'm leaving them both behind.
Your kids?
Yes.
Okay,
I know their address. Why not go there?
Hey, leave them.
If I want to go
But
to visit you, I know how to go there.
You can just pack your
So
kids.
me, I will not pack my
This
kids.
generation.
Guys. Oh,
You are lying. You are lying, bro. The law will come after you. The law, police will come and lock you and be like, hey, Mr. Man wants his kids now. What are you gonna say? Are you divorced?
the kids?
Hey, thank you. Let's stop taking our pain into kids. You went through shit. You went through shit.
Yes,
Simple.
but you need to show your
Simple.
child that this is shit.
Yes.
Don't
By
accept
making
it.
sure you don't repeat the shit. Not now taking your kids out of a luxury life that you have
So what are
created
you
for yourself.
implying? You may just sit there and be beaten as you tell your kids that it's
Me
good
is to
shit.
say me, I'm leaving the house. That's what it says. It says, no, she said, you said, I'm gonna take my 4 kids and I'm gonna leave. You married.
No,
You married.
what my answer is, I'm leaving my kids in their family home, right there where they belong. Me, I know the address to my home. I have a spare key, but I will tell the kids clearly why I'm not in that home. I will explain to them that the behavior that their father is portraying is non-acceptable.
And then you know what the fuck is gonna do? He's also gonna do the same with your ass. He's gonna say the same to your kids.
It's fine.
Is it fine?
What can I do?
Is it fine? Is it fine?
What are
Your
you
mother telling you your father is bad, your father telling you your mother is bad. Is it fine?
So what is your
What is your point?
My
What is your
solution is that, ladies, before you get yourself into a ditch, you knew he was a fucking abuser before you got married.
Yeah, so you've married him and he's an abuser,
Goes back to reality and a dream.
No.
Yes.
Yourself, you're an abuser. So when you are reality, meaning an abuser.
Pack yourself financially well.
Now it's touching. No,
you need to pack yourself.
Yes. You are saying girls must leave the house. And the one who the house is already.
You need to pack yourself financially well. You know why? Because a man told me one word. When no one can defend you, your money
can defend you. When are you gonna make
But if you don't have money because you're too busy making 4 kids, relaxing, then now you wanna come and take them out of their rainbow because you fucked up. No, honey.
No, but you did not fuck up.
No. Yes, you did.
No, you did not fuck up.
Yes, you
were
did.
Beaten. How did you fuck up by being beaten?
There are women who are okay with being beaten. And they are said,
Me, I'm not okay with being beaten.
We're not talking about you. We're talking about women in general.
It's not okay for any woman to be beaten.
It is. It's not okay. You're right. Okay. But it's also not okay to traumatize our kids.
No, it's not okay.
That situation is traumatizing.
It's traumatizing the kids. They can see you're being beaten.
Yes,
they can hear you guys are fighting. It's traumatizing them. Your kid is gonna go and start hating women now. He's gonna be a serial killer. Because you people did not sit down and discuss that your habit is wrong.
You need to leave. It's simple as that. Leave them kids out of it, honey, because you ain't got money, you ain't got shit. Where are you gonna take them? What are they gonna eat? School fees, uniform, hair, strips. No. Let's talk about the ones who are poor. Which grandparents? Who they take your lobola and they're not even allowed to sleep at their house? Am I lying?
No.
You can't visit home. You can't visit home. You ain't got no home.
Darling, calm yourself down. You need to calm down. Reality.
So guys, it's been hectic today on today's episode. I think the best way to do this is to agree to disagree. And to move on. And to also have the viewers tell us what is the best way to handle the situation. We all understand that the finances are very important. But now we are agreeing to disagree.
Yes.
It's over now.
Truth.
Okay, so we are agreeing to disagree. You send us your comments.
Send your comments, send your stories, tell us what's been happening with you and how you dealt with the situation.
Yes.
Yes, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Bye.
2025, packing someone's kids. Oh, God, papa for you though.
No, but
am I lying, Bussy?